Hey yo, what's up? Alex here from Metamind Music, and in this video we're going to continue on our journey of mixing rock and looking at guitars. So I'll play you a little snippet and then we'll dive into the guitar layers and processing.
You've had enough of mine. Like a good story, there are always two different sides. Check yourself, the status quo could be your friend or foe.
Alright, so let's take a closer look at the guitars. We have a few different guitar layers going on. They progressively get a little bit heavier as we go forward in the song. But the intro has this clean guitar sound. And actually, I don't think I have anything going on. And sometimes it's okay to have nothing. I just left these raw because they fit super well with the intro. I mean, I could throw on an EQ to cut out stuff, but I just don't hear anything wrong. So I just left it as it is. So the next part is a crunch guitar, which I do have some things going on. So I'll deactivate these and we'll kind of go through it. So first up is my SSL channel, which I have a high pass filter at about 100 hertz and a low pass filter at about 10K. I'm not doing any boosting here. I'm boosting a little bit, 2 dB at about 500 hertz, and I'm cutting some low end because at 80 hertz because I thought it was interfering with the bass and the drums. So I'll A/B this with the guitar soloed and then with the whole mix. It's just making it a little brighter and cutting out some of that low end. Next is an 1176, which I don't usually compress guitars, but I did feel like there's a little bit of something lacking with the guitars here. So I threw this on, played around with it a little bit, and this is what it sounds like. So I'll A/B it. So I'm compressing it quite a lot. You can tell that it really brings out the attack of the pick and the high end kind of sizzle, because I kind of needed that for it to sit on top of everything else. So we'll A/B that with the rest of the mix here. Just kind of smooths it out and kind of makes it sit on top of everything else. And then finally, what I have here is my saturator that I like to use. And this kind of just added a little bit more character to the guitar sound. So we'll A/B this so you can hear it. So it's adding a little bit of drive, and it's kind of thickening it, like adding thickness to the guitar tone, because I felt it was a little bit thin once I had everything else mixed. So we'll throw it in with everything. Just kind of adds a little bit of brightness and really just makes it kind of stick out of the mix a little bit once I add this saturation. So that's all that's going on with those crunch guitars. We have some heavier guitars here, which I think I'm doing very similar things. Let's see what we got here. I got, the low pass, the high pass filter, kind of the same boost, same cut, same thing as the other guitar. I think I have even the same compressor. So I was processing it pretty much the same way. Also got the saturation, same setting, but I did add an EQ to the heavy guitars, and I cut out some of the low end, and I cut out a little bit of this frequency. So I'll A/B all these plugins, and then so you can see kind of what they're doing in relation to this part. So the EQ is taking out some of the low end and really just enhancing the brightness. The compressor is making it a lot louder and bringing out the attack of the pick. The compressor is adding a little bit of harmonics, thickening it up a little bit. I really like how the saturator sounds on there. And then this is the last EQ I put. There's just this kind of pesky frequency sticking out to me. And that's the same guitar as the outro. And then we have a couple solos here, which I did do some processing. So we'll kind of bypass this, and so you can hear it. The first thing I did is added some tape saturation to just thicken it up, because it was kind of thin sounding. It was really kind of sticking out. So just to kind of blend it into the bass and drums. It just kind of smooths out the little bit of ice pick sound that was happening with that lead. And then I threw on an EQ, did a low pass at about 10K, high pass at 200 hertz. I'm boosting a little bit of 8K, cutting a little bit of 1.5 kilohertz or 1500 hertz, and cutting a little bit more just underneath at about 1K, and cutting some low end out. So just to really let it sit on top of everything. So I'll A/B this. So it's kind of taking the low mids out, letting the bass kind of do its thing, letting the drums do its thing. Then I just added some delay from Ableton's native delay here called Echo, just to add a little bit of vibe. So I'll A/B this. Just, I think, some stereo delay going on. Just to kind of let it simmer, a little bit of trippy effect. And then I think as well as the delay, I sent it to, let's see here what I sent it to. I sent it to this vocal delay and its own solo delay here. So let's see what's going on here. This has the Valhalla Supermassive, which I really like this plugin. I've been playing with it. And just to add like super spacey, super like textured reverb. So I'll solo this. Just a little bit of dimension, a little bit of space to kind of just let it sing, let it vibe out. And I think just sending it to this other delay as well, just to kind of brush it in with the vocals. It's kind of taking over the role of the vocals for this part. That's about all of the plugins and processing I have going on for the guitars, and the lead. So that's it for this video. If you haven't already, download the free 7-step mixing checklist, and we'll see you in the next video.